much for coming out here. I am so excited to have this day, to have this moment, to have this experience with all of you. And this really is, in my hope, just the beginning of something much bigger that we are going to start and we are going to continue for everyone with sarcoidosis in this area. So thank you all again so much. First, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. We had a handful of them, and I'm very excited about that. So a big thank you to our bronze level sponsors, which are Electromed Inc. And H&L Counseling Service and Westchester Funeral Home. All very happy to support our cause, our community, and our people. And also our silver level sponsors, which are Cornell's True Value Hardware and Patients Like Me and Tri-State Handy Access, the awesome place where I got that really cool thing. Kind of the perfect fit for someone to sponsor us here. I also want to give a shout out to our virtual walkers. We've got a whole bunch of people who were not able to be here today, but signed up anyway because they still want to be a part of the event, and so they are here in spirit and in our hearts. And hi everybody, we've got Savannah filming, so we can all just kind of wave and say hi everybody. Hi. Alrighty, and so also for anybody who is posting pics, whether you're here, whether you are virtual and you are out there somewhere in the world, don't forget, please take lots of pictures and post them with the hashtag KISS Westchester, so we can all find them and see each other's pics, and it'll be awesome. So now, I would like to give a big shout out to all of the sarcoidosis warriors here. How about a big hand? Okay, so my question for all of you, all of us, how many of you have ever heard of sarcoidosis before you were diagnosed?
No.
And the crowd goes silent. Okay, how many of you knew other people who had it before getting involved? Not a whole lot. And how many of you ever felt alone and isolated, like nobody really got what you were going through?
Yeah.
Okay. Look around. I mean, really take a second and look around, because I want every single one of you to know that you are not alone anymore. And I think that emotional, yeah, that's still got a lot to say. Okay, so this is why we are here. We are not alone anymore. We don't have to go through this alone. I also want to give a big shout out to the people who don't have sarcoidosis but are here to support us. We've got our parents and our spouses and our friends and our family and people who we don't even know who are just here for us. And I want to give a big shout out to all of them. Can we give a big hand? Because I know we could not get through this without you guys. And so my question to you is, how many of you ever wondered, what the heck is going on with my friend? And, you thought, like, come on, it can't really be that bad. She looks fine. He looks great. They can't really be that sick. It can't be anything too major. And then how many realized, wait a minute, there is something, like my friend is really suffering, and felt helpless because you felt like there was nothing you could do to ease your loved one's suffering. Well, that's why we're here, because you being here and the things that you do for us that you don't even realize, that you don't even think about, they do so much, and we want all of you to know how much it means that we could not get through this without your love and your support and just being there for us. So again, a huge thank you. So I want to give you a brief little version of kind of my story. Some of you know me a little while longer, but again, I will try and keep it brief. They say the average time for someone to get diagnosed with sarcoidosis is 7 years. Well, I've always been an overachiever, so I had to go for a little bit longer than that. I think my story is not really all that unique. I spent a whole bunch of years with all kinds of pain and fatigue and all different symptoms that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And I went to a bunch of doctors who said, oh no, you look fine, don't worry. Maybe you're just depressed. Anybody hear that? And, I had doctors who, so I spent about 4 years going through doctor to doctor to doctor with everybody telling me I was fine, and I knew that I wasn't. And then I finally, developed some more visible symptoms, and when you could actually see there was something wrong, I finally got doctors to say, yes, there is something wrong with you. I just don't know what it is. And we went through a few years after that of trying to figure it out. And we went through years of, well, it's kind of sort of like this. It doesn't totally fit into the, diagnostic criteria, but let's try. And then it's kind of sort of something like something else, but doesn't quite fit into the diagnostic criteria, but let's try that treatment. And we kept on trying, and we kept on trying, and I'm just going to leave that there. Otherwise, it will drop 12 more times in the next minute and a half. So we went through all of this, trying, and eventually, in October of 2015, for me, 8 years into this whole process, we finally figured out, yes, it is sarcoidosis. And so I got this answer, and I kind of was like, what the heck is that? I've never heard of this, and nobody that I knew had it. Nobody that I knew even knew anything about it. And nobody really understood what it was. So I looked up everything I possibly could online, and I, spoke with doctors, and I did all kinds of research, and I went online and found, groups on Facebook, but I never actually met anybody with my disease until I went to a sarcoidosis awareness walk 2 years ago out in Long Island. And there was, this instant connection, this instant bond with the people there. And, I absolutely love them. And we've stayed in touch, and we've, become, I really think that, when we meet each other, there's just, it's like instant family. And, I have that, and I love that. But they're really far away. Long Island is far. And so I could get there for an event once a year, but that's not enough for me. And, there was nothing, and there was nobody that I knew with anything closer to home. And so that's why I started this event right here. And like I said, this is just the first part of building what I hope is building a community here in Westchester. And our Westchester community is including, we've got some people who are here from all over the city. We've got some people coming all the way out here from Long Island. We've got some people here from Connecticut. And it is just so exciting, and it is just, my heart is overflowing right now. But so that's my goal, is really just to build this community, because no one ever should go through this alone. And now that we have all found each other, we don't have to. So that's why I'm here. That's why we are here. Now, as I mentioned, during this time, I saw a whole lot of doctors who dismissed me, who just didn't want to listen, they've got their own ideas, and that's really all there is to it. But then I found somebody who was different. And I think she was probably the 5th rheumatologist that I saw over the years. My joints have always been the worst, and so that was my kind of primary area to go to. And, but what was different about this one is she actually paid attention to me. She, even when the test results were negative or were inconclusive, she still listened to me. When I looked fine but didn't feel it, she still listened to me. And, through all of it, through the negative tests, through the questions, through everything, she always listened, respected what I had to say, and most importantly, she never gave up on me. So eventually, she was the person who finally diagnosed me with sarcoidosis and referred me to, a bunch of other, specialist after specialist for all these other areas. But, it's the fact that she never gave up. To me, that was so huge, that no matter what, she, I had so many other doctors, I think we all have, that, we were talking about this yesterday with some other people. We go to a doctor and we say, I have this problem. And they say, okay, let's run this test. And then the test is negative. And they say, okay, you're negative, have a nice day. And we say, but I still have this problem. And they kind of say, yeah, but it's not this, so have a nice day. But again, one person didn't just say have a nice day. And, you know, she supported me through everything. She even supported me here today. She is here, and I would like to introduce to everybody. And if you can come on out, my rheumatologist, Dr. Jill Landis.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Sherry, that was such a lovely introduction. And thank you for sharing your story. It really illustrates one of the main issues with sarcoidosis, and that's that no two people look the same. Sarcoidosis could affect almost any organ, and because of that, when someone comes to my office, you know, it can be anything in the beginning, and it takes time, and it takes a lot of listening and a lot of reevaluating, and it also takes research so that we can understand better how the disease presents, and so that we can target treatments to the different manifestations that people have. Because for some people, we can walk in and we can say, yes, this is what it is. And for other people, it's going to be a lot more subtle. So thank you, everyone, for coming out today and showing your support. This is how things get done. This is where it all starts, is support like this, people showing up, people just doing small things and getting the ball rolling so that we can get the funding for the research that we need. So thank you again.
Alright, and so as we know, the physical stuff that we go through is hard enough, but when we're going through all of that and nobody around us understands what it's like, it just makes every other aspect of life so hard. And you know, that's why one of the other things that we're here to do is really to raise awareness, because it just, you know, we need to educate our friends, educate our families, our employers. Sometimes we even have to educate our doctors. And so, you know, I mentioned earlier that I had never actually met anyone with this disease until I attended the walk in Long Island. And that was, you know, that was 2 years ago, and we've made this incredible connection. And the person who started that has done so much to not only bring together people in his community, in his area, but to advocate for people with this disease, to advocate for people with all rare diseases, to advocate for to make sure that the world is aware of what is going on and what we are dealing with. You know, he shares his story for a purpose, and I will let him tell you a little bit more. So please, everybody, welcome an incredible advocate, someone who is an inspiration to me and so many others, and someone I am grateful to call a friend, Frank Rivera.
Yay! Hi, everyone. My name is Frank Rivera. I'm from Long Island, and just a quick synopsis of my story is that I was living in Florida, and in 2004, I was having trouble breathing. I went to the hospital. They actually found nodules in my lungs. They did biopsies, and they told me I had lung cancer. And it went actually one step further. Than that happens a lot. A lot of people with sarcoidosis, they always automatically think it's lung cancer because of 95% they have it in their lungs. Well, for me, they went one step further. I went 4 years of chemo and radiation, down to about 98 pounds. And they said I was in remission. I moved back up to New York. I also have other issues, like I have IBS. And so I went to the hospital, did an x-ray, found more nodules again in my lungs, masses in my lungs. This time, the hospital over at Stony Brook, over by me, they diagnosed me with sarcoidosis. My wife, Diana, has been with me since day one of this, and her brother has sarcoidosis. Well, he's been in remission for what, 20 years or so? So we thought, oh, okay, so this isn't such a bad thing. Well, because I went through the 7 years of chemo radiation, my body was very weak, and by the time they caught it in me, I had it in over 70% of my body at that point. And now I can say I have it. It's like people ask me where I have it. Like I told you guys, I have it. It's easier for me to say where I don't have it. I don't have it in my liver or kidneys. Everywhere else in my body, I have it. But like I always say, I have sarcoidosis, but it doesn't have me. All right. And when I went advocating, and that's what, to me, the mind controls your body. So just remember that, people. Don't, you know, if I always tell people, because I have my own organization called Sarcoidosis of Long Island, and I help people throughout the world, actually. I get people from Australia calling me, in contact. But I always tell them, don't worry about stages. The stages are just for the doctors. It's not for us. So for you, like I got this from Dr. Morgenthau over at Mount Sinai. He actually told me that. He's like, because that's one of the things I asked him, what stage am I in? He goes, who cares? It's up to you what you want to do. So that's something I really believe in. Your mind is going to control your body. Well, all that saying, I started advocating right away because, just like Kerry, couldn't find anybody. And I didn't know, nobody really to talk to. So I went right to the government. And one of the biggest things I found, I started from my town, got a proclamation there, went to my county, got a proclamation. Actually, I skipped my county, tried to get a proclamation to the state. Well, that didn't go over too well. It took 3 times for me to actually get it from the state. But I actually, in the meantime, went to my county, and once I got it from them, a month later I got it from New York State. Now, our proclamation for New York State is a resolution, not a proclamation. There's a difference. A resolution is, from now on, April is Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. We don't have to go every year. It is continuously from now on for 3 years? I think it's 3 years now. So I'm glad they at least made it all the time. And now I'm working on the national resolution. I have my representative who, it's very hard. Last year, 2 years ago, I had Senator Schumer. He actually introduced a proclamation for April Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. Unfortunately, with everything going on, it was right before the election. There's something that you need a Republican and a Democrat to both sign on for it to work. Well, needless to say, neither one wanted to sign on to the other. So, unfortunately, the proclamation died. So this year, I went to a Republican representative, and he's going to bring it up. And I actually got a Democrat from North Carolina to sign on with him. He is the head of the Rare Disease Caucus. So he's going to sign on. So it may work a lot easier. It probably won't be signed by April because they have a little bit more things to worry about right now. But they are working on it. Oh, okay. So we are really trying to work. The biggest problem we had is that there's a lot of small groups. We had to get them all together. And because our disease, like everybody says, it's very rare, but it's also hard to describe. It has its autoimmune parts, but it also has inflammatory parts. So now, if you look at it, it is actually called inflammatory disease. And so when you do actually, if you look by the NIH, they classify it as inflammatory. So that's the message you want to give out to your any government, because that's the first person they're going to go to is the NIH. So that's one of the things that we had to work on as a group. I worked with the national organization called Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. I contacted them, and we made the plan of the ambassador program. I was like, every time I go to the government officials, they keep on telling me they get 10 different messages from 10 different sarcoidosis patients. They don't want to hear that. So that's why we made the ambassador program. Terry happens to be one, and Kathleen over here, she's also part of the national ambassador program. And now Cheryl, right? So I've been on it for 3, 2, and your first year?
Yep.
Yeah, right. So we're working on it. We're really trying to work to get recognition. That my representative, we don't agree a lot on anything else but this. but like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, Democrat. It doesn't matter because the disease doesn't care. You know, it's gonna, and you know, I've seen just last year, know of 46 people with sarcoidosis that passed away just last year. That's people that I know of. And unfortunately, out of that, 16 committed suicide. So we're really working hard to work on the mental aspects too. That's something that we're going to be working on, and you'll see a new plan coming up, and actually starting the end of this year, to help not just the patients, but the caregivers and the families. Trying to get counseling for them also. Not just sarcoidosis, all rare disease patients, because it's rampant. So we're really working hard. And I'd like to thank Kerry. I mean, she's always always has a smile on her face, and she's been great.
Thank you, Frank. All right, a big hand for Frank. All right, and so as you said, one of the big things really is that raising awareness and getting that recognition of Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, because that is the first step to other people understanding what it is that we're going through. And so, you know, we're working on it on a national level, and he's been working on it on a state level. But here at home, in our tiny little area, you know, things that go on on a bigger level, we don't always feel as much. You know, most of us, you know, all the people I've been talking to this morning and emails over the last couple months since I started planning this, most have said, I didn't know there was anything going on here. I've never seen anything happen over here. And so we really need to start at, you know, like Frank started at a local level. I needed to come down to this level here in Westchester County. And so with that, I would like to bring out for you guys from our county executive's office, again, our deputy county executive used to be, you know, working in support of as a county legislator in Yonkers, and he's been doing that and serving our community for years. And he is now, as of January 1st, deputy county executive. Everyone please welcome Ken Jenkins.
Well, first, good morning.
Good morning.
And Frank, which I feel your pain, but from a county perspective, I think really first on behalf of our county executive, George Ladler, who actually represented this area in the Senate first. But the truth is, we don't mind hearing from every one of you, right? So I know some levels of government get upset when they get too many calls from different people, and like get one person. You know what? There's not an elected official I know that doesn't want to hear directly from the constituents. Now, Carrie and I have some history, as she was mentioning, because you know, another organization in Relay for Life. I met Carrie, I think, in Mount Vernon, right? In Relay for Life, and doing that, where I was a Westchester volunteer, right, as an elected official. And I remember when the folks from the American Cancer Society came to see me as a legislator, and they said to me, they said, hey, you know, Ken, they had the whole pitch team ready, you know, they had the folks, you know, 3 people coming in to talk to me. I said, my mom had uterine cancer and passed away. You would have just had to make a phone call. There's nothing I wouldn't do to make sure that we can bring awareness and help to do that. So for sarcoidosis, it is the same kind of thing. And as Frank and Kerry and all of you know, the combination of mental health and support services for caregivers is just as important as the support that's necessary for the folks that are going through it, because we're all going through it together. So again, because we have to have a proclamation, because we're not a government without a proclamation. So County Executive George Latimer does hereby proclaim April as Sarcoidosis Awareness Month throughout Westchester County, and on this 8th day of April in our Lord 2018. So the County Executive has definitely made sure to continue the proclamation. However, we have both our Commissioner of Health, Dr. Amler, and our Commissioner of Mental Health, Michael Orth. He's not a doctor, right? To be able to continue to work together with you. So we're going to be here with you no matter what kind of scenarios and what other challenges we may have in Westchester County. There's nothing more important than bringing awareness and bringing people together and absolutely trying to help find some cures. Thanks a lot. And again, congratulations on the Kicking to Stop Sarcoidosis. Rock and roll.
Thank you. Awesome.
Photo op.
Photo op.
Do it. I just don't want to mess it up.
So much.
It won't do it with this one? Mine will.
Thank you.
My iPhone does it.
All right. So people will know. Okay, so thank you so much. And so I just want to, a couple of little reminders of what we're going to be doing now. So we are going to start in just a minute. Remember, there is no set distance here. I know that some of us, well, some of you can run laps and, run circles around us. Some of us cannot do that much. Some may just not want to. So you can go how much you can. If you can do one symbolic lap, that is awesome. If you can do one symbolic step, that is awesome. If you can go running round and round and round, I would say.
Oh, no.
God.
We're going to do this. I don't even have that and I can't.
What I would like to do is actually, on that photo op idea, if we can get all of the people who have sarcoidosis, if you could all come on up and if we can get a couple of pictures of, this big old girl. Come
on, love. Oh my god, I want to get my... She does. She's not really that shy, though. Wait, I want to get my camera out for this. I actually want this picture now.
Alright, so we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll.
Wait a minute, we got some.
Oh god.
Hannah, look up. Hannah. There we go.
Oh god, Hannah, I got her and she's looking down.
Look at this one.
This
And
side.
this one.
Alright, this side first. Alright.
Yeah, we're going to start on this side and go that way.
Okay. And so everybody, if you could all. Alright.
Now look to the middle.
There you go.
Alright.
Now look to the right. And watch their right.
The other right.
It's like, wait a minute.
Are you all ready?
I got it. Look at that.
All right.
I got it with the
So
spirit.
let's walk and roll. Yay!